So this is what they have. Turn the output down a little bit. And then this is what I managed to get. I think it's pretty close. Of course, theirs sounds a little bit more exciting because there's also other stuff around it. All right, so I think that's close enough. So I'll just show you how I got it and what he was talking about. So I think he said the first thing he did was just create a pitched up sine wave. So let's go ahead and do that again. So I'm gonna just open up Massive, and let's go to Massive. There you are, Massive. And so pitched up sine wave. So what I'm gonna do is just come over here, get the sine wave, not pitched up sine wave, pitched up saw wave. It was a pitched up saw wave. So I'm going to get the saw wave, come over here, and turn it all the way to the saw position. And all this looks good. And then, so what we need to do is pitch this saw wave up. So one thing we could do is just grab this guy. And we're going to lift it up an octave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this attack to determine how quickly the it's going to be pitched up. So next thing we have to do is just grab some MIDI. Now check this out though. One of the important things is how long are the notes being played for, and so he's playing a note for this long. About this is, if we listen, that's where the note is. So this is how long it is, and so that is a 30-second note. And the reason I know that is I've changed the grid value to a 30-second note. So usually here's 16. As you can see, the division here is 16, but it's half of a 16th note, so that means it's a 30-second note. So I know that the MIDI length I need is a 30-second note. So I'm going to come in here, create a MIDI region, and sorry dude, I'm just going to get the on-off button over here. Okay, so let's turn off all the other ones. So what I'm going to do is come in here and just come over to C3 for now. I'm just going to draw a note, and just want to make sure this is actually a 30-second note, and it is. Okay, so I just want to make sure this grid value is also a 30-second note. So we just need a 30-second note there, and let's just loop around that for a little bit. And so we're almost close. I mean, so that was like the thing that I just started. So now we just need to kind of get this attack time right. I'm also going to come over to the amp envelope and turn it all the way up. Like that. And turn the attack all the way down. That way the sound starts immediately and always stays the same level. That's what that is. So this is just kind of like a readout of what the volume is doing. So the volume is going from 0 to full very quickly and staying at full volume. So, because the sound isn't dynamic, it's just like a whip, 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 whip. So I just want it to stay right there. And then so what we're going to do is just kind of mess around with this a little bit. So that sounds about right. See, so I'm just kind of messing around until I get the sound right. So if we listen. I think that's it. And not sure. Let me just check my other patch really quick. And yeah. Oh yeah, I just turned up the volume a little bit. Okay. So okay, cool. So that's pretty much what a pitched up saw wave is. And then what you're going to do is, let's just go ahead and get rid of all this. And I'm just going to bounce this down. So I'm going to do Control B, bounce that down. Okay, so there's our little sine wave, and check it out. So then what we're going to do is create a another instrument track. And we're going to put ESX on there. And then what I'm going to do is come into Edit. And I'm just going to drop this audio into here. And I'm going to make sure that one shot is off. Because I want to control the length of the sound with the MIDI notes. So if one shot is on, that means that it's going to play the entire sound back regardless of how long the MIDI note is. But I want to actually use the MIDI to determine how long the note is. Let's just name this as Butthole. Cool. So we have our Butthole Sound, as it says right there. And so if I turn this on and play it back on my keyboard, we can see that it is indeed playing. So next is we just need to figure out the MIDI here. So I'll just create another clip, okay, and just kind of mimic what the MIDI looks like from the audio. So looks like they're just playing on 16th notes. So this one comes in on the first 8th note. So we'll just put one right there, and then there. As you can see, I'm just kind of lining them up, and then I want all these to be a lot. I want these to be 30-second notes, just because that's what he has them as. And then I just accidentally put an extra one there. And then I think this rhythm just gets copied over. So I'm just going to go ahead and join these, J. And so if we listen back, all right, now we just got to get like the pitch stuff right. So what I want to do is, since this guy stays at a constant pitch over here, I'm going to just try to get the notes right over here. Actually, what we have to do is pitch the entire thing up first. So let's put a little node right here, and put a node right here, and just pitch this up. But we have to come into ESX and tell it how high we want it to pitch up. So we want to come over here, and on pitch we want to select 12, because that's going to pitch it up an octave. And immediately we can hear how close that is. Not quite the right note yet though, so let's come over here. Just listen to what they're doing. Let's turn off ours really quick. Alright, let's... Okay, that's the right note. Okay. So it looks like we just went up to an E there. And then what we need to do is get this part right. And that sounds pretty dead on, so the notes sound right, and it's really close. That sounds pretty close. Next thing I want to do is let's just use some distortion. I mean, you could hear. Let's turn mine off. There's just like a smoothness to his sound, and that's coming probably from distortion. I know you don't think of distortion typically as something that sounds smooth, but it does. It kind of rounds the sound out a little bit. So I'm just going to use the decapitator. I think this is it. Let's listen to what... Okay, so there's a little bit of a jump here because of the pitch bend. Stupid logic. So I'm going to just do this. And that way it should take that away. Oh, never mind. It's not. It's that I'm retarded and I haven't turned these guys off yet. Okay, here we go. All right, yeah, that's close. And then maybe we'll use that delay technique that you like to use, because he certainly has a wide sound. So let's just change this to like 12 milliseconds or something like that. Doesn't really matter. And then we'll put on some reverb, because I think he has a little bit of reverb on there. And where the fuck is Valhalla? There it is. Vintage verb. And then we'll just use like a plate reverb. It doesn't matter. Plate or Hall. I'd use a plate just to give this a little extra sparkle. So let's turn this mix down to like 5%. And there you go. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Peace out. Oh shit, I do not want to hit start over.